Good morning and good afternoon. I'm starting the show, please. Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Tuesday, which means we have all the good news you need to know about so you can have hope in humanity again. This is the first and only international game show Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up the show. We look up our stories right before the show starts. We just got caffeine in our body and we're going to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those good news headlines and spin that segue wheel. Today on Good Choose News Day. A cat who was missing for 10 years returns to their owner on their 30th birthday. Talk about a great gift. Hungary uses sunken barges to raise Danube River to keep nuclear plant going.
Oof. And greetings from the United States. Good Tuesday. We have good news. The Albania Kushner deal is all but dead because the guy behind it is facing drug charges. And South Africa, we're going to talk about the Panafrican payment and settlement system, which bypasses American banks, which for some reason still have their hands on African money.
That's a very long headline.
I know. Oh.
Pug dog Ginny Lou is the ugliest dog in the world this year. Congratulations. Plus, Corgis run, bark and sniff their way to glory at a growing international race in Lithuania.
Yes, and I've loaded up on all my dog puns, so I hope we spin that. And other news, Nissan hits a fuel economy record by going over 1,200 miles in one tank of gas, and the indigenous people on Easter Island have their whole entire area proclaimed Ocean Nature Reserve.
Ooh, nice. In my culture news, A Better Tomorrow. UK school children get the chance to rewrite the ending of the Bayeux Tapestry.
And it's National Mail Order Catalog Day. If you remember those, that basically were the internet before electronics. It is August 18th, 2026 on Before Coffee.
No, it's just the music perfectly ended when you were finished with the headline, so I like it. It rarely happens. Sometimes it does happen.
Oh, I'm unaware.
Oh, you can't hear the music playing in the background? Oh.
Sort of, but I'm just in my own world.
You're trying to read. All right, let's spin our first segue. Yeah, I guess it's not like a common ability that you can, not just you, but people in general, listen to things and read at the same time. Because I can listen to somebody else say stuff and continue speaking. Like I can separate my brain.
Too much information.
Okay.
That right there, what you just said was too much information. So. I just need you to spin the wheel so I can shut down my brain for 30 seconds.
Well, a little longer than that, but let's spin the wheel. A little longer than 30 seconds. I need to wash that cup because it's full of Dr. Pepper.
Maybe I need a banana or something.
Be by Bobana. We've got an accurate metaphor or simile.
Is it about
story
dogs?
Is about cats.
Oh, dogs and cats.
That returned after 10 years for somebody's 30th birthday.
Wow.
This was on This is by Anne Gahad Thomas out of BBC Wales. So it's a Welsh cat. A 13-year-old tabby cat that went missing 10 years ago has found her way back home. Her owners, Lucy and Hannah Robertson, were heartbroken in April of 2016 when Charlie, then 3 years old, disappeared. The family's... As an outdoor cat, Charlie would spend her days roaming the streets, but one day after recently moving to a new area, she never returned home. Oh no, she returned home, her original home. That's the problem when you move cats. They'll be like, I'm not, this isn't my
Right.
house. I need to walk back home.
Yeah,
had
and then
somebody-
people start feeding her, and they don't leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. We had cats that moved across the village, and those cats kept on walking all the way across the village to their original house because this is where I live.
Yeah.
What do you mean? New house?
Yeah,
No, I
this-
don't think so. What's wrong with the old one?
This is not my house, by the way. This is my new mousing area. I live
Yeah.
way the fuck over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will be
Anyway.
returning there every night.
That's what they say to the other cats in the alley. Yeah,
The
anyway.
family spent months looking, never finding any leads. But last month, the impossible happened on Lucy's 30th birthday. They received a call from a vet saying Charlie had been found. Hannah, who's 37, moved from Newbridge to Abercarn in Caerphilly County, a few miles away 10 years ago. Okay, let me look that up. I wanted to go to Caerphilly Castle, but I never did. Newbridge, Wales. Can I see a map, please? Yes, open the map. I'm just looking where Newbridge is because I'm actually not sure. No, you don't have to give me a. Okay, thank you for giving me the flight path to get to Newbridge, Wales. So Newbridge is about north of Cardiff. So she lived somewhere in, that's like a little, yeah, okay. So it's not very far, actually. I think a cat could probably walk that. From, like, Caerphilly to Caerphilly is about a 20-minute drive. It's a 3-hour walk. How long is it? 8.3 miles. So I think, yeah, a cat could walk that far. That's not far enough for a cat to be like, I need to go home. This isn't my house. Within 3 days, Charlie, whom she described as a fiery, had vanished. We did have 1 or 2 tip-offs. We tried to find her, but we kept missing her, Hannah said. We never lost hope, but sadly we just couldn't find her, she told BBC Radio Wales. Lucy said that despite having asked around, as well as posting on Facebook, there was no sign of Charlie. I was heartbroken. We were scared that she'd been knocked over or she wasn't around anymore, she said. But on the 29th of July, Hannah was left gobsmacked after receiving a call from a veterinary practice at Abercarn saying Charlie had been found. A person living nearby had found Charlie living in bushes, feeding the supposed stray for weeks before taking her to the vet, who called Hannah from the number found on her microchip. The vet was also really shocked to find out the cat had been missing for a decade, Hannah said. The friendly tabby was in great health, but her fur was fine and she did not look disheveled. So she was just a nice wild cat. She's been on an adventure, Hannah said, and that she guessed we'll never know what happened to Charlie. Lucy said that her beloved pets recognized them straight away, describing it as a lovely because they didn't expect her to remember them. She doesn't look much different at all. She looks exactly the same as old photos we have of her, she said. Lucy said that was a bit of a work in progress, getting her used to living with other pets, but we're definitely getting there. However, Charlie had been loving the food and attention, Lucy said, and was just as friendly as she was 10 years ago. She's also been enjoying the attention, Lucy said. Right now, I feel like she knows she's a little bit of a celebrity. So there you go, a 13-year-old cat who basically survived in the wild for 10 years is found and returned home to her owner, who basically thought she had got hit by a car and died in a ditch, I guess. So there you go. Happy story. Happy, yay! Give me your simile or metaphor.
Sorry, I had my mic off, so I was coughing. And I'm gonna cough again. Maybe not. I have a simile. Yeah, you read the headline in the human newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
But the cat newspapers have a different headline. The Cat Chronicles have a different headline. It says, abducted humans found in local mousing district. The cats are all celebrating. She finally found her humans. Or he, was it he or she?
It was a female cat.
She finally found her humans. I wonder if she had kittens along the way, or was she fixed?
They did not indicate, but I think
Oh my god!
most cats are fixed. Most cats are fixed. I think like within a year. Within a year of being being born. So the fact that she was 3 when she
cats
went missing means she was probably already fixed by then.
Yeah.
I don't know. They did not mention. All right, my next story. No, it doesn't.
My simile. That was a simile. That was the cat newspaper story on the.
All right. Speaking of going a long way, rivers go a long way, and this European river, the Danube, has been kept going thanks to raising the sunken barges. Europe's summer of extreme heat has affected nuclear power production across the continent. This is from Eliza Grizzi on Politico. Hungary is sinking 2 barges to ensure a key nuclear power plant stays online, Prime Minister Peter Magyar said on Saturday. Europe's summer of extreme heat has caused the Danube's water level to hit record low, affecting power production on the PAX nuclear plant. Nuclear power stations are typically built by rivers and along coastlines so they can use water to cool down reactors. Hungarian authorities are sinking the 2 barges to raise water levels so PAX, which provides the country with more than a third of its electricity, can continue to operate normally. The sinking began Saturday, which was the 15th of August, and Hungarian media are quoting the Prime Minister saying the water level at the plant has risen 1 centimeter. Magyar said on Twitter that the current water level near Hungary's only nuclear energy facility is 122 centimeters lower than normal, and it's projected to drop below 132 yesterday. Yesterday it was projected to be 132 centimeters lower than its normal level, which would force one of the plant's 2 turbines to shut down. On previous Wednesday,
this
which
is
was
why nuclear plants are deadly.
What? Previous Wednesday,
this is
which
why
would
they're
have been
deadly.
They're deadly because of water?
Yeah, because you got to constantly pull them off. If you
Well,
run
you just
out of
turn them
water,
off if they go to.
for them to run away. All down.
You just turn them down. You just
turn them off. That's what I'm saying. You can't run that.
Yeah.
You can't run them full speed, and the wind never quits. By the way, neither does the sun. So.
The 12th of Wednesday. That's what day Wednesday was. The 12th of August on Wednesday. Magyar announced that they would be building a riverbed sill with 150,000 cubic meters of stone and was considered sinking 2 80-meter barges. A sill is an underwater dam meant to slow down the current and raise water levels. Hungary's defense ministry had assigned 100 troops to work around the clock on the project, the Prime Minister said on Twitter. Nuclear energy facilities across Europe have been affected by this summer's drought and soaring temperatures. Romania shut down a nuclear power plant earlier this week due to the Danube's water levels. France, one of Europe's biggest producers of nuclear energy, has seen its fleet of nuclear power plants affected throughout the summer. Le Monde reported authorities had to shut down 6 of the country's 57 nuclear reactors, and as yet another heat wave roiled much of the country. Earlier in the week, a climate change-fueled jellyfish invasion. Yeah, we talked about that last Wednesday. Magyar has also cast doubt on completing an expansion of the PAX plant by a Russian state-owned firm in a deal signed by Magyar's predecessor, the Kremlin-friendly Viktor Orban, citing the water issue. So, yeah, I mean, sure, we can expand our nuclear power plant, but what's the point if there's not any water to cool it down? Also, water isn't the only way you can cool down these things, but it's the easiest way, right? You don't have to find supply of water if you just build it on a river. You build it right next to a river. You don't have to worry about the supply.
It's always been problematic because you heat up the water and there's a lot of sea life that can't live in that water. So, yeah, I've always been against nuclear plants. I just don't think they serve any purpose other than contaminating this planet long range. And,
okay,
mutating everything in sight.
Yeah, I mean, the current power plants don't use highly reactive materials anymore. That's like an old thing.
Absolutely true, but you've identified the number one problem with these things. They have to be cooled off or they shut down. They have to be shut down. What good's a power plant that has to be shut down? I have no idea why it's there. It's just there, shut down, and we can't cool it anymore, so it's not, we can't terminate it because it's going to, even though it's low grade or whatever the hell the process they use now, it's still toxic. But wind and solar, they never stop. You don't have to cool anything off. You're sure you got to replace turbine blades, you got to replace stuff.
The real issue with both those things is the efficiency in storing, right? Because I believe nuclear power plants can feed power directly in, whereas solar and wind have to store and then feed. We have not invented a way to make a live energy feed from solar and wind. You have to store it first, and that's the issue. Because I'm just saying that's also toxic, right? All the materials you need to get lithium batteries, and also lithium batteries themselves are pretty toxic.
You do not need to make batteries out of lithium. That's the problem here. You're looking at only lithium. There's many ways to make a battery.
Well, currently people are only using lithium batteries because they have high storage potential.
Because we've talked about it on Good News several times. There's large capacity batteries that use salt water. All right, my metaphor would be for an athlete having to cool off after you get all, of course, these things burn really hot, right? The half-life of plutonium returning to its base elements is very hot. So it burns very hot, it has to be cooled off, and that's what generates these, the electricity. And it's like an athlete cooling off and generating electricity as they cool off.
Yeah, because they get so hot.
You're turning a turbine, you're so hot. Thank you. Wow, I'm so hot, I turned a turbine. Maybe I should make it on the
All right, let's roll our next takeaway wheel for your story. I should say your story.
How hot are you?
I'm so hot. It's been a turbine.
That's
right.
It's
also a side tangent, real quick. This reminds me of all the people who are getting angry about data centers, right? And they're saying, because they're building more data centers in Amsterdam. People are like, I can't believe the government is using up all this water, blah, 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 blah. And fine, you can be angry about that. And I'm not saying you can't be angry about that. But they're acting like Amsterdam being a data center hub is new. They've been a data center hub for decades. There's 57 already built data centers in Amsterdam since the beginning of the internet age, So adding two more, adding two more is going to break the bank. They already are very aware of water management in Amsterdam. So.
You don't want to get mad at people for finally becoming aware that they're being screwed, right? Just letting you know. Yeah. Why do we need more data centers is a question. And the answer in the United States is always, it provides jobs. Okay. How many jobs? Yeah. Oh, construction jobs. Okay. So we don't need data centers is what you're saying.
Yeah, but we
don't need.
Yeah.
You're saying it's a jobs program.
I understand that, but this is not about the American argument. I'm talking about the Dutch argument, which is the problem with. Okay, the problem with the scenario I'm talking about is that it's an American arguing about something that's happening in the Netherlands. But it's not applicable because it's a different thing. It's a completely different scenario.
Understood completely. I didn't discount what you said. I didn't eliminate what you said. But you
were doing the exact same thing I was complaining about, which is applying the American argument to a different scenario.
No. You got to stop thinking I'm a contrarian to everything you say.
I don't think you're contrarian to everything you're saying. You're talking about the American data center issue, which is not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the United States. This was just a tangent, not a discussion. Or just anywhere in general, it's a good thing to be aware of what's going on in your community, is what my point was. I don't know why it turned into this argument, but I was just making a point. That's all.
Yeah, I was just making a tangent, which means it didn't have to be a discussion.
You said it was a tangent. It's not a tangent. It's just me talking. It's okay if I talk, right? I can't just say things.
I said I was going on a tangent about this. And that's
okay,
all
you're
I
going
wanted to do.
to
I just wanted to mention that, and then I wanted to move on. I didn't want to discuss it. Our next segue is tell a joke about your story about banks.
Spin the wheel for that.
Oh no, you're right. I already spun the wheel. I did hypothetical. Hypothetical. You have a hypothetical about banks.
You have a hypothetical. I don't have one. All right, I was trying to spit out my
said it's your story.
I
am saying it's your story.
What was my metaphor?
Your metaphor was about sports people being hot. You said that 10 minutes ago. Hypothetical, please.
I didn't write it down.
Please.
Anyway, okay, so let's do some other stories because apparently me talking is a problem. South Africa, let's see. What stories did I even repeat today? Let's see.
I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I still got 4 stories. Okay, we'll do the Jared Kushner story because this is good news. Not good news for the guy behind it, but good news for Albania. Mm-hmm. And this is from nprothema.gr. This is a Greek newspaper, and it's been translated to English, but the author's name has not been translated to English because it's written in a bunch of Greek letters, and I can't read it. So it's looks like A, and I think that next symbol is what passes for an N. What's the N?
Alpha, Theta, Delta. That's their name.
It's a big bunch of Greek letters. Anyway, that's her name. By Prothema AI. Yeah, it's the name of an AI who did some shit for this. Maybe probably wrote the headline. Shadows are lengthening over Jared Kushner's ambitious and much discussed investment plan in Albania after it emerged that one of the people who sold the land worth around $240 million to the consortium behind the scheme is, according to the Wall Street Journal, facing serious drug charges over alleged involvement in an international drug trafficking and money laundering ring. Sounds like a great guy. This is the Epstein class. That's who they are. They just do this. This is who they are. They are above the law. When are people going to wake up? At the same time, local residents have long insisted that parts of the land earmarked for development actually belong to them and had warned Kushner's side not to proceed while legal disputes remain unresolved. Kushner's like, no way, I got to make money on the backs of, nature. At the center of the case is Miami-based Albanian businessman Artur Shenu, who is 60, who denies both drug trafficking charges and the claims he acquired land illegally. Why are you living in Miami, dude? Aren't you Albanian? Why don't you live in Albania, Mr. Albania? Oh, I gotta live in Miami. Why are you living in Miami?
Suspicious.
Yeah, hiding out, aren't you? Yeah, you're not an Albanian, you're an American. His lawyer, Tim Cranny. Wait, that's
Cranny.
Cranny? That's something else. Cranny. Insists that his client is simply a member of a large landowning family and that all his business dealings were lawful. Of course, the lawyer's going to say that. He innocent! Yeah, I guarantee he's in the Epstein files. If he knows Kushner. According to the Miami property records, Shehu owns, together with his wife, former Albanian television personality, Shehu.
Reality TV show?
If you're in Albania, hats off to that, I guess. Yeah, Albanian TV personality. Anyway, he owns, together with his wife, a 4,000 square foot home on the Flamingo Drive in Miami Beach. Okay, you know where he lives now, everybody. I don't give a shit. Let's dox the poor motherfucker, right? The path to South Florida runs through some particularly turbulent decades back home. Yeah, he ran off to South Florida. Isolated and impoverished during the Cold War, when its government severed ties with both the Soviet Union and China, that's no excuse. Albania fared little better in the post-communist 1990s. The country was plagued by political instability, organized crime, and a shrinking population. Sounds like Russia. And a huge pyramid investment scheme that nearly plunged into civil war. That sounds like Russia.
Dun, dun.
Amid the chaos, Shehu emerged as an entrepreneur and a crook. With
so
his
you got something in
assets
your throat
eventually
there.
including a hotel in Florida. Yeah, crook. Subsequently drew the attention of Albania's anti-drug police as well as Italian authorities, who suspected him of working with the Italian mafia. Not a shock. At least pretty close. Trafficking marijuana. Oh no!
Of all things.
Oh, not that! It's gonna make people high and waste their time listening to Led Zeppelin videos. Oh my God, not that. Smuggling migrants to Italy by speedboat. According to Dritan Zagani, one of the former Albanian state police officers who ran through related investigation. If this is the worst, smuggling migrants is bad, of course, because you take their money and just dump them.
It's human trafficking.
So this guy's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Human trafficking.
So, marijuana charges. If you're throwing marijuana charges alongside smuggling migrants, one of these things ain't like the other.
You're just trying to get some more time on his in prison for him. Yeah, you just want to get him more.
Ain't like the other. Tell me before I finish the song. There's you go. There's your Sesame Street little song about marijuana and human smuggling. Not exactly the same thing. One of them gets you high, one of them puts you in domestic servitude for probably the rest of your life. She, whose lawyer, has said his client was attacked by a pro-communist gang. Oh, well, here we go. Everybody's a communist that attacks me. That's enough of this story. This guy's in bed with Kushner. That's all we got to know. He's blaming communists. Oh, yeah. It's the communists are after me for... Oh, God, these fucking rich people. If you're claiming communists are after you, you've already lost the argument. If that's your argument, you've already lost. Hey, communists, here are the communists in this world. The communists in this world. Are you ready? China, North Korea. Who else? Who else is communist? I don't even think Cuba's all that communist anymore. That's it.
No,
That's
they
it.
are.
And
Cuba still has like what do you call national health care, which is considered communist.
Everything's state-owned. Everything's state-owned. Communist.
Yeah. They have state-owned. The only thing I know is they have state-owned hospitals, state-owned hotels, because that's what I watched a documentary on. But in the, for example, if an American citizen stays at a state-owned hotel, you're a traitor. You get filed as a traitor, and you cannot return back to the United States. Just if you stay at a state-owned hotel.
Yeah, the point I was going to make about China and North Korea is, well, we can do the other thing about Cuba, but the big ones, the big communists in this world are China and North Korea. And not only do we run to China with our money, we get on express jets to get to China with our money. And not only that, but Stinky the Clown just reduced his military operations. We'll cover this later in the week. He just reduced his military operations with South Korea, which is what North Korea wants. So he's doing exactly what North Korea wants, but we're anti-communist. Get the fuck out of here. He's doing exactly what North Korea wants. This is what pisses me off about the.
All I can say, less than 2 more years. No, 2 more years. 2 more years of this.
I'm a communist, but Trump is doing it. Yeah, I'm a communist, but Trump is doing exactly what the communists want. He's cutting back military exercises in South Korea. It's exactly what the communists want. But I'm a communist. Right on, whatever, morons. That's your default position, is calling everybody a communist accuses you of everything. That shit is so old. That shit should have got old in 1955. That's how old that shit is. That is so fucking old. That shit was fucking buried in 1955. We need to bury it again. Everybody against me is a communist. Oh, fuck yourself. Get a new act. Get a new act there, Henny Youngman.
Anyways,
let's have us
hypothetically.
Yeah, I had to cut the story off
the story is this guy is a victim of his own incompetence. So hypothetically, he could have been not incompetent and been, blaming everyone else for his problems, taking some responsibility, and then he wouldn't be in this scenario where I guess he was selling out protected wildlife land to an American to make a shitty resort. I could have avoided all this.
And as a matter of fact, why is he still allowed in the United States?
Therapy. That's what I wanted to say. My hypothetical was, this is the actual immigrants you don't want in your country.
Yeah.
Not the ones who are looking for a better life and actually are paying into the system. These are the rich immigrants who come in, take everything out of the system. Yeah, and they just fuck over your local economy for their own greed. Those are the immigrants you don't want in your country.
Right,
Just
and of course, if you're making money on the
and
black
using
market,
you to funnel their illegal money. Yeah, exactly.
and if you're making money illegally on the black market, what do you need? You need compliant bankers, which goes into our next story. See how that segue worked?
Good job.
Yeah, again, compliant bankers to launder your money, which we covered last week and the week before. Bankers, of course, I did the American Bankers, Gonna Miss You Mine. I did that song. I say, hey, yeah, it's American bankers are messing with Africa, getting their hands all over Africa's money for no good reason, and Africa is finally putting a stop to it. This is from Reuters.com. South Africa adds Angolan Kwanza. That's the currency in Angola. They called it the Kwanza. To the regional cross-border payment system. I just wanted to read this one little headline about it. Okay, let's not read that. Let's read the story. It's a shorter story. It's from Reuters. South African Reserve Bank Governor, that's a picture. Okay, South African Reserve Bank Governor Ted. Oh boy, here comes today's latest mispronunciation. Lesetja Kganyagwa. No idea how to pronounce that. Kganyagwa. I'll just make blurred the K is silent, maybe. Ganyago. Lesetja Kganyagwa said on Monday that the Angolan Kwanza has become the first new settlement currency added to the Southern African regional payment system since its 2013 launch, making it a milestone in the expansion of the platform beyond the South African rand. They should capitalize that. The South African currency is called the rand. That's the biggest economy in South Africa. And again, South Africa is a rich country. They should have facilitated this a long damn time ago. The Reuters Daily Briefing newsletter provides a little ad for them. The system facilitates real-time settlement of cross-border transactions across the Southern African Development Community, or the SADC, and was developed to facilitate funds transfer for cross-border payments in the region to promote trade and investment, and replace costlier correspondent banking arrangements previously used for regional transactions. Of course, we're not going to mention that, it had to go all the way to a bank in New York. Bank in New York took their $4 for doing absolutely nothing, just for existing. That's all they were doing. It wasn't even a human doing it. It was a freaking computer going, give me that $4. There you go. Now we do your transaction for you. Because, we don't trust African banks. But again, African banks should be trusted because it's their money. God, I mean, seriously, get your own banking system if you want one. So that's what they did. Trade and interbank transactions between Angola and the other 14 SAD states amounted to approximately $3.77 billion across 9 currencies in 2025, SARB showed. South Africa accounted for a significant share at about 60%. And the total transaction volumes is 79% of total value. Like I said, that's the richest country in South Africa, because of course the people looted the diamonds and the gold. Payments reforms were a key issue for South Africa's G20 presidency. Yes, sir. They want to be in the G20, get some banking reforms. Kganyagwa, who I'm trying to pronounce his name, called for greater interoperability and regulatory alignment in the sub-Saharan Africa. Speaking at a press briefing in Pretoria with the Banco Nacional de Angola Governor Manuel Tiago Diaz, holy Christ, all these names I got to know. Kganyagwa said that the introduction of the Kwanza was a demonstration of regional interaction in action. It strengthens the regional financial connectivity and shows that Africa can build sophisticated financial market infrastructure that responds to African priorities. Operated by the SARB on behalf of regional central banks, the real-time settlements has grown since 2013 to launch, including 15 member states and up to 89 participating banks. Let's hope none of these banks are going to go insolvent, because that's always a problem with banks. I guess that's the only reason they kept them in American banks, because American banks are supposedly, theoretically, more stable because our stupid government will bail them out no matter how many bad investments they make, right? Oh, you made a shitload of bad in speculation investments, Mr. Banker. That's all right. Taxpayers got your back. Wow. Anyway, again, get out of America's banking system because our banks are crooked too. Don't worry about it. We just got a government that covers our ass. Sub-Saharan African average person-to-person remittance cost sits above 4%. So yeah, that's the problem. 4% of your transactions is just going to some banker in America. That's it. I mean, that's your story about the bankers.
It's supposed to be a good story, right? But it sounded like it just yelled about bankers the whole time.
No, it's a good story that Africa can manage their own money instead of sending it through an American bank. Your own banking
I
system.
guess
What?
If South Africa wasn't famously racist and had, the apartheid and everything, this probably could have happened sooner. I think that's probably why.
True, but they turned themselves inward themselves. That's their own fault, right? They turned themselves inward.
Well,
they made themselves a. Once you become a pariah state, you turn yourself inward. Yeah.
From what I heard, after Mandela got elected president, right? And then after him, more actual Africans, not settlers from, the Netherlands or the UK or whatever, came more in power. They started disenfranchising the, white people in Africa. And they had to basically do that. They had to level the playing field, so to say. That's what they've been doing since 1994 or whatever. They've been working on.
But this is the simplest
thing. How long
right?
has South Africa been a colony of the UK and previously the Netherlands? 1600s?
Belgium. Don't forget that.
1400s?
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's a long time. That's a long time of settler disenfranchisement. Disenfranchisement. But just to consider this, putting everybody who is basically South African into a third-party, lower-class system, and then you have to slowly undo all of that bullshit. Yeah. Well, yeah. Hypothetically, that's probably why it's taken this long to get anybody else involved. They've been mucking up their own bullshit. So good for South Africa.
115.
I'm sure they're working on it. Yeah, I mean, it was 115 years of them being colonized. A certain trillionaire, ex-trillionaire. I like calling him an ex-trillionaire to make fun of him because he lost all that stock.
This big fake house of cards that's going to collapse. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where his house of cards with his fake IPO that he promoted. Anyway, that's your story.
You decided to change your username to Eric Ferry Cox. Perfect.
Okay, then.
Welcome. We were talking about him changing his name, so he did. He changed his name.
Oh, gotcha.
In the pre-show. Everyone's always said his name wrong because it's Eric with an A-E. Eric with an A-E-R-Y-K.
Mm-hmm.
Our next segue is a haiku. For our next stories, our good news, more animals for me. All I have is animals today.
Animals.
And now I can start my slideshow for the ugliest dog competition. It has been completed. There's my new slides. There they are. And here is the winner. Wait, over here. Here is the winner, a pug. Ginny Lou the pug has won ugliest dog in the world this year in California. Not only did the pug dog Ginny Lou help her appearance to win, the organizers say and emphasize you don't want to make fun of yourself. This is on Der Spiegel. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. With the pug dog Ginny Lou, however, the jury was probably largely in agreement. No one is uglier than Ginny Lou. What could have helped her was the award ugliest dog in the world, a slopping tongue, glowing eyes, and wrinkles in her face. Dog owner Michelle Grady can now look forward to the prize money of $5,000. You don't feel bad that the dog is being called ugly, because there's a cash money prize. After the additional competition in Santa Rosa, Northern California, Ginny Lou, who was rescued by animal rights activists in South Korea and brought to the U.S., had already won second place in the world's ugliest dog competition last year. It was the runner-up. This time, second place went to the 10-year-old Pinky, which is this next one. There he is. A mixture of a Chihuahua and a Zwergspitz. The albino dog with the huge pinky ears, pink nose, and watery blue eyes, which used to suffer from a skin condition in the shelter, took part in the competition for the first time and immediately won a prize of $3,000. Well, even the runner-up wins. That's cool. In third place was a 2-year-old Chihuahua mix Otto, which is my next picture now, who was born with a column palate on both sides. With his sleepy grin, Otto from the U.S. state of Oklahoma probably scored among the jurors. His performance was rewarded with $2,000. The contenders included, among other things, a French bulldog with a strong underbite, a Chinese head dog with a sloping tongue, fat hind legs, and almost hairless Dachshund mix, or the dog Clara, who arrived from Poland with a scruffy fur and a sloping head. In order to secure a place on the podium, the four-legged friends had to present themselves on a stage in front of a clapping spectators. A group of jurors then voted, with appearance, personality, and audience reaction in their decision. Winner Ginny Lou will make another appearance in addition to winning the award. Hund in Froken will also be donated a flight to New York, where the champion will be presented the Morning Magazine and the broadcaster NBC. The organizers of the event, which have been held for 50 years, want to make fun of ugly dogs, but rather don't want to make fun of the ugly dogs. Rather, they want to highlight how lovable and beautiful they still are, even if they are a bit hideous. Many of the four-legged friends are from shelters. The action is also called on to give abandoned animals a new home. Fortunately for these underdogs, true beauty comes from within anyway. So, there's that good news, right? It's not about making fun of ugly dogs, but dogs that still get love to this day, even if they are not your purebred beauties, so to say. Though I don't think second place is that ugly at all, but I know there's a lot of Chihuahua haters in the world.
He is second place in an ugly contest. Not exactly something to brag about, is it? I don't know.
It is when you get $5,000 or $3,000. It is. My dog's the ugliest. We got $3,000 for it.
All right, I got my haiku.
All right, feel free to share.
Don't judge appearance, say the pugs and corgis. Judge us by butt smell. That's how we do it.
Fragrant butt smell. The barbecue I went to over the weekend had a. I did not know there was going to be a dog, but there was a dog there.
Your master's putting raisins in the stuffing.
And of course, the first thing a dog will do when it meets new people is go right for your crotch. That's where all the information is.
Where you been? Oh yeah.
All right, thank you for your haiku. My next story is about corgis. For the corgi race in Lithuania, the 5th annual or something like that. This is from Luda Dapkus. I need to scroll in because I can't read that. Luda Dapkus out of Vilnius, Lithuania, on AP News. It's not all about short leg speed when 150 corgis gather for an international race celebrating the little dogs. There's a custom costume parade, the smartest nose, and of course, the loudest bark. The 5th, I was right. I remember stuff. The 5th annual corgi race of Vilnius drew the dogs and their owners to the Lithuanian capital, Vingys Park, on Saturday, the 15th of August, for what organizers said was the biggest edition yet. There were competitors from Lithuania, Latvia, Poland, Estonia, Germany, Ukraine, and the Czech Republic, the United States, and Britain. The country most closely associated with the breed, famously a favorite of the late Queen Elizabeth II. In the first year, we gathered 40 corgis from one city. This year is 150 from 9 countries. And for the first time, we had a participant from the place where the breed originated, organizer Edvinas Miskas said. We call Vilnius the European capital of corgis, and when people from the breed's homeland start coming to us rather than the other way around, that title begins to sound a little more serious. 90 For 94 dogs took part in the main running event, even competing in qualifiers, semifinals, and the final. In the final, which pitted corgis against each other over 25 meters or 82 feet, the winner was American competitor Gigi, short for Gustav the Girl Dog.
Ringer! Done steroids.
What a great name for a dog, Gustav the Girl Dog. Another U.S. entrant, Mr. Corgington. That is also a great name for a dog. Hello, what's your name? It's Mr. Corgington. Finished a close second. Lithuania's own Mocha, a two-time former champion, was third. But much of the program dispensed with speed to explore the other skills of dogs and their owners. There was a costume party featuring 38 corgis in diverse outfits, including a dinosaur suit, a dress, and a doggy sports gear. Amigo swept both the four-judge jury and the public Facebook vote for a flawless costume entry with a knight-like look. Corgi dressed as a knight. In the Smartest Nose Challenge, dogs searched for hidden treats. Latvian corgis Tora and Rusty shared the win. And then there was the Loudest Bark competition. The first British competitor, 12-year-old Pembroke Welsh Corgi Duke from the Sedberg in northwest England, didn't participate in the main race because of his stately age, but was hopeful in the barking stakes after, as his owner put it, training for his whole life. He's been a barker. It was Mr. Corgington who won the Loudest Bark contest, though. Mr. Corgington again! He was one of the most traveled competitors. The final race offered him a rematch after he finished second against Gigi at the major race at Emeralds Down in Auburn, Washington, her second consecutive wins there. Half of the corgis registered in Vilnius this year were taking part for the first time. The 6 veterans, costume winner Amigo, Foxis, Madeira, Muka, and Diziugas, had attended every edition. In a world where anything is a sport, this is a sport. Corgi racing! But there you go. That's my story on the corgi race.
Yeah, you can have a race with anything. Take it from me, who has been bored for a good portion of his life. Like, in the Marine Corps, you spend a lot of time doing nothing, like guard duty or whatever. You can have races for to spit on the wall. You and your buddy is spit on the wall and see whose spit gets to the bottom faster. You can bet on anything. So anyway, my haiku is, how fast is your dog? My corgi does 25. 26 with wind. I had to look up how fast the corgi runs. The corgi will do 25 miles per hour. Oh, you can't catch impressive. A corgi. I don't SOL try to catch one. You can't run 25 in your best day. That's 25 miles per hour, or 40 kilometers per hour, as you say in Europe, or kilometers. Oh my God! I didn't realize when short little legs and going fast. But hey, you got 4 legs, right? You get twice as fast as a human easily just by being it 4-legged.
Easily, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bear can outrun you, even though he wins off the top.
Bear.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't try to outrun a bear. He's there in about 3 steps, where you're taking 30 steps.
If it's black, you make loud noise. If it's brown, you lay down and die. Because then we'll get bored.
Climb a tree if you can. Climb a tree. That's probably the easiest thing. Bears can climb trees, but it ain't the easiest thing.
I don't think climbing a tree is easy for the layman.
You want to see how fast I can climb a tree with a bear around? Anyway,
next up is my accurate metaphor and simile for your story.
Metaphor, simile, gotcha.
I feel like lying down and playing dead is probably easier than...
Sure, make it easy for the bear. Metaphor. It's a joke. It's a joke, man. All right, suspected... Well, let's do it. Wait. Whoa. I'm on the wrong story. I already did this story, didn't I? Boy. Let's talk about the Nissan car. That's right. The Nissan hits triple-digit fuel economy during a record-smashing run. This is from newatlas.com. Simon Heptinstall has the good news. Nissan just completed a stunning world record fuel economy drive of 1,230 miles or 1,980 kilometers on a single tank of fuel, demonstrating the abilities in its latest series hybrid engine system. the Nissan, write this down, the Nissan Qashqai, well, let's make it really hard to pronounce. Qashqai e-Power compact SUV drove across Colombia from the streets of Bogota to the Caribbean coast under strict independent monitoring. The vehicle averaged an astonishing 102 miles per gallon, or 85 miles per gallon in Europe. What does that even mean? It says the astonishing 102 miles per gallon Europe, or 85 miles per gallon US. What's the difference between US and Europe? Miles per gallon. Isn't a gallon the same? Isn't a mile the same? What the hell's the difference? Oh, my brain hurts. Under Nissan Series hybrid system, the vehicle is driven by an electronic motor using a battery topped by a petrol engine. Petrol. I love the British words. There is no plugging in, and the petrol engine never drives the car. It simply charges the battery, I imagine. It's a cool looking little car. I hope it has trunk space. This means that the e-Power car, they call it an SUV. My issue with calling this an SUV, it must be four-wheel drive, I'm guessing. That's the only reason they call it an SUV. It doesn't look like it's like an American size SUV. Let's put it that way. It looks like a smaller end. This means the e-Power car covered the equivalent of LA to Dallas on a single 14.5 gallon tank of fuel without plugging into a charger once. Guinness has awarded it the title of longest journey completed by a non-plug-in extended range electric vehicle SUV, which is the longest title in their book. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is or not. While the record was set in South America using on a European spec vehicle, it is a massive commercial warning shot fired directly at its competitors in the United States. We're going to put you out of business. You better raise your tariffs. Don't worry, Trump will tariff everything coming into the United States until he totally ruins our economy. For years, Toyota and Honda have gathered massive profits from surging hybrid sales in North America. Nissan's bet on a pure battery electric vehicle like the Leaf and Ariya ignored U.S. buyers who aren't happy to go fully electric. Who cares? I mean, you got to make people understand that they're wasting resources by burning fossil fuels. I guess is what you got to understand. You're not only destroying the government environment, you're wasting resources that we're never going to get back. The record set a few weeks ago changes that. Nissan is about to introduce the same e-Power system to American roads via the upcoming 2027 Nissan Rogue Hybrid. Well, I'm getting me one of those. I'm going to start saving my nickels.
It's Rogue!
I'm waiting for the price of silver to go through the roof. Then I'll buy me an electric car. And Toyota's Prius or additional hybrid, of course, the price of silver will drive up the price of batteries, won't it? Right? Toyota's Prius is a traditional hybrid, a petrol engine, and an electronic motor take turns turning the axis. Let's review that again. In Toyota's Prius, or traditional hybrid, a petrol engine and an electric motor take turns turning the axle. The wheel in Nissan's e-Power systems are driven 100% of the time by the electric motor. It uses a 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder gasoline engine. 3-cylinder, which uses very little fuel. The reason a 3-cylinder, the 4-cylinder basically is I would say it's kind of a fuel waster. Anyway, let's get back to it. It uses a 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder gasoline engine that purely acts as an enclosed onboard power station, feeding electrical energy to compact 2-kilowatt battery and a high torque electric motor. By cutting the physical link between the engine and wheels, Nissan's software allows the engine to run at optimum thermal efficiency. One qualification about Nissan's record-breaking run: the drive started at about 2,600 meter elevation in the mountains and ended at sea level, meaning long descents of many hours. Oh, they cheated. That's too bad. They cheated. They were going downhill. You don't use any power going downhill. Nissan's e-Power, of course, use brake power, I guess, and of course, braking will actually feed your battery, because braking will have converted gravity into free electrical energy at these points, continuously topping the battery pack without using gasoline. Of course, you did have to climb hills too. Let's not forget that part. You can't go down a mountain unless you climb it first. So let's say they wasted a lot of torque. Let's say they wasted a lot of energy climbing hills. I've driven through I'm sorry, I've never driven in Colombia, but I've rode as a passenger through the mountains of Colombia, and they're quite a climb. Not in this part of Colombia, but there's definitely mountains all over the place. The upcoming U.S. version of Rogue utilizes a specialized variable compression turbo engine designed to maintain peak electrical generation efficiency at high American highway speeds, aiming for a real-world rating somewhere over 40 miles per gallon. That's not enough, my friends. 40 miles per gallon is not going to excite too many Americans to go, oh, let me go convert everything to this one car and then get about the same mileage I get from a Prius, you know? The record proves that the silent cabin, instant torque, and smooth acceleration of electric vehicle driving does not have to be derived from a charging grid. Again, this can be improved. Let's not act like this is the final. We're done. We're walking away. We finished it. Yeah, we perfected it. They're not doing that. For American buyers suffering from EV range anxiety or lacking a home plug-in system, Nissan's plugless EV strategy might be the most disruptive auto technology to land in the U.S. in a decade. That is if Sticky the Clown even allows it in the United States. Anywho, there's your story. It goes on for a little while longer. The good news is out there. The good news is we can do this. If there's a will, there's a way. We just got to figure out, well, there's a way to make a profit off it. Of course, the fascist oil companies in America will make it harder and harder to buy an electric car as long as they possibly can. They've gotten rid of the tax benefits. They totally destroyed that. There doesn't exist in the United States anymore. There's no tax incentive to buy an electric car, so they've killed that. They're doing the best they can. But here's a Nissan answering back and saying, we'll do it without the United States. We'll sell it everywhere else, and eventually the United States will have to do it, I guess. We can't have this clown in charge forever, right? He has to die someday.
Like all things in Europe, that happens a lot of times. Europe will have a thing for like 10 years, and the US will be like, hey, we should do that thing too. It happened like with contactless payments. It was here 10 years before it even hit the US. Contactless payments. People have been doing
Japan
it.
And South America.
Yeah.
This is Japan and South America. So,
but you're talking about the whole world doing something and everyone adopting it. That's all I'm saying. Europe is also part of the whole world.
Just like banking, they need to stop using the United States for anything as a market because we're undependable, because we have an idiot in charge. You can't count on him to do anything but fuck with everything the United States is trying to accomplish because he works for Russia and Israel, of course. But Russia's the main blackmailer driving our economy.
Okay. I wasn't really talking about that because that was happening before Trump. Americans have always been behind the technology. At some point, they stopped being ahead in it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. See?
You said always, and then you said at some point. So, so you did qualify. I was like, huh? United States used to be the leading edge in technology, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's really sad. And it's been like that way before Trump. You can't blame Trump for that. It's been like that way
Joe
before
Biden
Trump.
Joe Biden tried, but he only got 4 years
like I said,
on bucket. He tried.
Yeah,
I'm
Trump
serious,
was in 2016, so before 2016 it was like that.
What happened was Elon Musk got our president elected this last time. He cheated.
I get that. I understand. But I'm not talking about the last 10 years. I'm talking about the last 30 years.
Since Elon Musk, what happened was before Elon Musk owned Tesla, they had themselves a big old tax incentive for buying a Tesla. And the United States decided at one point, it's like, you know what? Tesla is the only vehicle that people are buying. Let's try to support the other companies like Ford. Let's give a bigger tax break to buy Ford electric vehicles and hybrids. Let's give a bigger tax break to buy Chevys. Everybody else that makes a electric vehicle gets a bigger tax break than Elon Musk's Tesla. And that really pissed off Elon Musk, right? That's why he got this passed. Elon Musk passed this law. Guarantee it. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but before that, they basically killed the electric car because we would have had electric cars in the 80s.
Back in the 90s. That was in the 90s, man. That was a long damn time ago. Yeah.
I think it's still
next story.
Part of the fundamental background of U.S. politics and economic decision making. Just because it's not recent, it's still a long running line.
take away the 8 years of Obama and the 4 years of Biden, and the United States foreign policy is entirely driven by the oil companies and their greed. And that's basically our entire foreign policy is tied up in that. Why do we care about Iran? We wouldn't give a fuck about Iran if they didn't have oil. Not a damn. In fact, if they were in control of any the stuff over there, we wouldn't care about them at all. We say, hey, fuck Iran, don't give us a shit. They don't have oil. But since they control all that stuff, we got to care about them. It's our foreign policy. It's terrible. Yeah. What's that?
This new car landed in the driveway as a rumor, turned to reality. A silent poet rewriting the country's noisy love affair with combustion. There you go.
Dude, man, that's a long.
It's a metaphor. Yeah. Environmentalist, I found about the electric car bullshit. Obviously, later in life, I wasn't alive. I wasn't alive during the original electric car, Jumbaloo.
Very metaphorically poetic, or poetically metaphorical. Anyway, let's do the next story about Easter Island. And Oceanographicmagazine.com, Eva Cahill, Indigenous-led, that's her name, Eva Cahill. Indigenous-led MPA secures critical international backing. MPA, not sure what that stands for. I guess we'll find out. The indigenous community of Rapu Nui, N-U-I, it's got to be Nui, commonly known as Easter Island, that's what we call it, just so you know, it's the one with all the statues on and we don't know how they got there, is taking the lead in managing one of the world's largest marine sanctuaries, setting a new precedent for indigenous-led conservation, spanning more than 700,000 square miles of the Pacific Ocean in a place where most people will never go. You will never see this. The only people that ever go there are people that really want to go there, right? The sanctuary was established to safeguard rich marine ecosystems from industrial overfishing and habitat degradation. It is also one of the first marine protected areas globally to be co-managed by an indigenous majority. The governing board consists of 6 democratically elected Rapa Nui representatives and 5 Chilean government officials. Oh boy, they had to stick their toe in it, giving local indigenous leaders a voting majority. So the 5 Chilean government officials, again, I guess they claim they own the island or something, or whatever the hell the deal is. So it must be Chile's territory, or at least they claim it's their territory, even though it's basically, you're not going to mine it for resources or anything, because it's an ocean and it's protected. The island's local sea council, are the Koranui Oti Vakava, has partnered with the international nonprofits, Island Conservation, and the Blue Nature Alliance to oversee the Timona Tapu at Patu Matu's Ocean Reserve. Patu Matu. HOTOMATO''A. Matua. Hatu Matua. There you go. I love that. That's even better sounding. While many marine reserves around the world struggle with enforcement resources, the new partnership brings international funding from donors, including David and Lucille Packard Foundation, alongside other anonymous donors, to operationalize, with an S, this is British, obviously, because they put an S in operationalize, the reserve. Americans, we always put a Z, where the British put an S. That's weird, huh? The partnership was about ensuring the Rapa Nui's marine protected areas are not only designated, but also effectively managed and sustained for generations to come, said Jose Luis Cabello, Island Conservation Senior Regional Director for Latin America. By supporting indigenous leadership and strengthening long-term stewardship, we are helping translate protection on paper into real outcomes for people, biodiversity, and ocean heals. Ocean heals? Ocean heals, there's another term for me, he added. Healing the ocean. Funding will support active maritime patrols. Again, keeping out the fishermen. You can't fish, your asshole. Move it or lose it. We're gonna blow you out of the water. Probably not. Scientific monitoring and community outreach. And the MPA management plan aims to combine modern scientific methods and traditional ecological knowledge and manage predicted area efficiently. We don't protect the open ocean, by the way. We don't actually give a shit about the open ocean. I just wanted everybody to realize that. As we, I mean as in humans. Having spent a good deal of time, not Not like the USS Abraham Lincoln or anything, but a good deal of time on a ship. I noticed, hey, when they change the oil on the ship, you know what they do with the old oil? Bottom of the ocean. That's where it goes. Yep. I've seen it from my own eyes. The initiative links maritime protection, land restoration, island ocean connection challenge. The IOCC, led by Island Conservation, Rewild, and Scripps Institution of Oceanography, which is a California deal, aims to restore and rewild 40 globally significant island ecosystems from ridge to reef by 2030. Good luck with that, man. It's a tough protecting the oceans because, as I said, the navies of the world don't give a shit. They just dump their oil in the water. If we're doing it, we know the Russians are doing it, and we know the Chinese are doing it. They give even less than a shit about their environment than we do. We know that marine conservation is not isolated, said Sebastian.
Oh. This again?
Emblematic species to return to the island. The Reserves Management Framework recently received the 2026 Blue Parker Award, an international recognition for rigorous, I'm almost done reading, conservation standards. The project is increasingly viewed by environmental policy experts as a model for how indigenous governance and international science can combine to deliver sustainable oceanal management. Let's have a metaphor for Easter Island and their big statues looking out at and going, yes, we approve. Us old, our old monoliths, we all approve. We all approve. Save the ocean. Save the gods from Easter Island.
What a very specific vision you've provided for us there.
Don't you have nightmares about those giant statues in Easter Island like the most of the rest of humanity does? What are they there for? What are they doing? Are they giant chess pieces, perhaps? Maybe somebody's playing chess.
They're just statues. It'd be like having nightmares about Michelangelo.
God was playing chess with a giant being from another world, and they just gave up on the game. I'm sorry.
The ocean is a mother's blue apron, smuggled with the grease of careless hands. Sorry.
You're calling us like greasy, huh?
Smudged with the grease of careless hands. Smuggled. I can't read my own reading.
I've written everything. There we go.
All right, the coffee's really hitting now. Next segue.
Right on. I gotta load that video you sent me. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? There it is. It's plugged in.
Well, I hope you're ready to write a limerick, just one limerick about the culture news.
Not a limerick. Not a limerick. Let me go on mic.
All right, this first story is coming out of... Where even is it? Oh, here it is. It's coming out of the UK as they're having school children help with rewriting the ending of a tapestry. This is by Craig Sowers on the Euronews Culture. Nearly 1,000 years after it was made, the Bayeux Tapestry is back to England, and UK school children are being asked to imagine its missing final scene. For some British school children, history homework this autumn is going considerably further than a worksheet on the year 1066. A new competition is asking primary students across the UK to design and stitch a new final panel of the Bayeux Tapestry, a 70-meter-long embroidered account of the Norman conquest of England with a famously missing final section. Nobody knows exactly what it originally showed. Rather than trying to reconstruct the lost scene, however, the children are being asked to imagine what might have come after the conquest, by picturing a better tomorrow rather than another battle. Despite its name, the Bayeux Tapestry is an embroidery made of colored yarn stitched onto linen rather than a woven tapestry. Semantics aside, its scenes recount the events leading up to William of Normandy's invasion of England, culminating in his victory at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. It was likely made in England in 1070s and may have been commissioned by Bishop Odo Bayeux, William's half-brother, to decorate the new cathedral in Bayeux, which helps explain the name. Unlike much of the surviving art from this period, it's not religious. It instead offers an unusually detailed glimpse of 11th century life, depicting ships, weapons, horses, buildings, clothing, and food alongside its account of the conquest. The tapestry's final section has been missing for centuries. No one knows when it disappeared, nor exactly what it showed, although scholars believe it probably depicted William the Conqueror's coronation. Now it's up to British students to create a new future from ancient history. The free UK-wide competition, called Beyond the Battle, is open to key Stage 2 pupils, roughly aged 7 to 11, who will work as a class to design and stitch their panel. Run by Art Explorer UK in partnership with English Heritage, the competition will begin in late September this year. The winning class will receive a fully funded trip to London to see the original tapestry, as well as visit to the 1066 Battle of Hastings Abbey and Battlefield, or to another Norman site managed by English Heritage. Because it could be far away, right? The work will also go on display in a special exhibition, while each winning class will receive a bespoke textile made by artist Jessica Brady. Runners-up will receive a funded visit to their nearest English Heritage Norman site. The tapestry normally hangs at the Musée de la Tapisserie de Bayeux in Normandy, but the museum closed in September of 25 for a 2-year renovation. Its temporary closure paved the way for a historic loan agreement between France and the UK. Did they also give permission for them to rewrite the ending of the tapestry? The Bayeux tapestry will be on display at London's British Museum from the 10th of September 26 until July of 27 in room 30 of the Sainsbury Exhibition Gallery. So if you want to go see it, you can check it out. It's the first time a tapestry isn't stolen from another country. Just kidding! It's the first time the tapestry has been displayed in the UK since it was made nearly 1,000 years ago. While it's in London, objects such as Sutton Hoo treasure and Louis chess pieces will travel from the British Museum to museums in Normandy, so they're doing a trade. Apart from the historic return to England, there's another historical hook. Next year marks 1,000 years since William the Conqueror was born in Falaise, and European officials are organizing a Year of the Normans around the anniversary. Nearly 1,000 events are being planned across Normandy, and 7 European territories with Norman legacy: the UK, Ireland, the Channel Islands, Flanders, southern Italy, Norway, and Denmark. The program will include exhibitions, concerts, and medieval-themed festivals, as well as new tapestry depicting the missing section. Interesting. The Netherlands wasn't conquered by the Normans at all. They just skipped. Maybe there was no Northlands to invade. It was all underwater. It's like, this is just a swamp. Keep going to Denmark. 25 square meter tapestry was designed by French artist Hélène Delprat and will be woven by Atelier Tapisserie Gillot de Aubusson. It depicts William's coronation and will be shown at Westminster Abbey in 27 before moving to Falaise. So there you go. Do you need more time for your limerick? I'm going to take that as a yes because I still see you writing.
No, my limerick's done. I was just downloading that video, so I had this thing on mute so you didn't have to hear it. Okay, so
there's my story about the tapestry and kids being able to put their hands on history, I guess.
Yeah, so I should be able to play that video now, so it shouldn't be any more delays. Dropped my glasses halfway, through my last segment. I was looking at my glasses. Can't see a thing. I can't write if I can't see, right? It's like, oh, I wonder what I just wrote there. My limerick. Here's my limerick. Let's do this. Oh, by the way, do we have a Monty Python reference on our bingo card?
Yes, we do. Here we go.
It's a callback to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, so I just hope you're ready for this. To complete an ancient work of art, local students can prove they are really smart. A tapestry of France will give them a chance to evade that general direction of a fart. There you go. Because, the French farted in your general direction. It's always about France with England, isn't it? It's always about France, isn't it?
You fool!
I think it's a little bit jealousy, right?
Thank you for your limerick. All right, let's get that Monty Python call in. Where are you? It's all the way at the bottom, I think.
Okay.
Python reference. There we go. Okay, next and our final segue for this day in history.
The day in history.
Spin,
Okay.
spin the
I will
wheel.
video, but I just have. Let me just open freaking YouTube, so I don't have to go to scrambling later. All right, this day in history. A yoke. All right, you got a yoke for me. So the last segment of the day is the joke about who even knows what happened in this day in history. All right, done with the catalog for today. On this day, let's do back to August the 18th. Make sure I got the right day. Sometimes I get the wrong day, and I start reading the wrong day, and that's really a problem because I'm giving away tomorrow's stuff, right? 1227 in this day, Genghis Khan, if you ever heard of that guy, pretty famous, a warrior. Anyway, he died at age 65. He only got to be 65. He died on this day. If you don't know who he was, I don't know, pick up a history book. A warrior and a ruler of a genius. It says here, if you're anywhere,
if you're a human being.
Place,
no, Europeans too. Europeans are also related to him.
Anyway,
you got all the way to France.
And starting from obscure to insignificant beginnings, brought all of the nomadic tribes of Mongolia into a rigid disciplinary military state. Died at the age of 65 on this day in 1227. So, fathered a lot of children. Apparently, 1477.
Congratulations, Eric,
Mary
on the bingo.
Burgundy.
Eric just got a bingo from that Monty Python, I think.
Right on. I followed in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt up elderberries. 1477, Mary of Burgundy, who did not smell of elderberries, she smelled of Burgundy, married Archduke Maximilian, son of the Habsburg Emperor Ferdinand III, and I guess that united those two kingdoms into a big mess. That's what happened. Because he had many wars afterward, because all this mess that these royals made of everything. 1572, Henri, not Henry, but Henri, the Prince of Béarn, later Henri IV of France, married Margaret. Is it Margaret? Fuck it. Margaret of Valois in the French royal house. Maggie, they just called her Maggie. Married Maggie. Henry and Maggie sitting in a tree, Kissing. 1786, the city of Reykjavik was designated the administrative capital of Iceland. Happy birthday to Reykjavik, the only place I've been in Iceland. I don't know if there is any place to go other than that. You go camping on a volcano, I guess, I don't know. 1896, according to lore, more than 2,000 outlaws from a regional group gathered at Brown's Hole in the American West, where Butch Cassidy proposed to organize Trade Robinson. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know how Brown felt about this gathering at its hole, but it's probably close to Jackson Hole. Either way, it was a hole. Probably a hole. It was just a hollowed up place in the mountainside, right, for gangsters gathered. I'm pretty actually familiar with this place because I think I seen a documentary on it a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Butch Cassidy was a hideout for a train robber syndicate. It became firmly known as the Wild Bunch. So if you know Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, well, there was a big old bunch of them, right? They all just robbed trains because you know what? They were easy. It was easy to rob trains. 1990, Indian political leader, here comes the name, Vijaya Lakshmi, I guess.
Lakshmi.
Pandit, one of the world's leading women in public life in the 20th century, was born in Allahabad, which sounds like it's Pakistan, doesn't it? Sounds like it's in Pakistan. I think that's probably in Pakistan. I don't know. In 1900, it probably wasn't. 1934, Roberto Clemente was born in Puerto Rico, one of the first Latin American baseball stars in the United States. Roberto Clemente had probably the best arm of any outfielder of his era. He landed on 3,000 hits exactly. He did not retire with 3,000 hits. He died with 3,000 hits. Roberto Clemente died in a plane crash while he was flying supplies to earthquake survivors in Nicaragua. Yeah, so Roberto
Wow,
Clemente
what the
died
hell?
doing a humanitarian mission. He was a baseball player. He could have just sat there and go, I'm a baseball player. I ain't got to do shit. But he was trying to help people and he died. So great human, great player. The first Latin American superstar in baseball, Roberto Clemente. 1936.
For power, even.
Federico Garcia Lorca. Immortalized in the song Spanish Bomb by The Clash. Federico Lorca is dead and gone. It's one of the lyrics. Who was widely considered one of the most important Spanish poet and playwrights of the 20th century, was murdered on this day, or August 19th, but we're going to remember him today, by nationalist forces, think Generalissimo Francisco Franco, during the Spanish Civil War.
Oh my God, a double bingo in one this day in history. That's crazy.
That's right. Federico Lorca died on this day, or the 19th. And of course, the guy who killed him, Generalissimo Francisco Franco, is still dead. They're both still dead after all this time. They're both still dead. 1936, a guy who we commemorated last year his passing, actor Robert Redford was born. Happy birthday, Robert Redford. We talked about Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, didn't we? Guess what? Guess who played Butch Cassidy in the movie?
Who?
Nope, it was Paul Newman. But Robert Redford played the Sundance Kid. So just kidding. Robert Redford played the Sundance Kid. Paul Newman played Butch Cassidy. I just had him mixed up there for a second, but he was in the movie. But and he was part of the Wild Bunch. They were, yeah. The Sundance Kid was his main, I guess, in the movie anyway. I have no idea. I wasn't around. But according to the movie, the Sundance Kid had themselves a partnership. 1958, Russian-born American author Vladimir Nabokov. Oh, we know what Nabokov is. Again, I get all my history from popular music. I didn't know what Nabokov was until that song by The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me. All right. And he published his controversial novel Lolita, about a middle-aged man who becomes obsessed with a 12-year-old girl. Oh, we're talking about the Epstein files all over again. Yeah, Nabokov, of course, if you know the song by The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me, he references Nabokov. And I go, what do you mean by Nabokov? Did Nabokov write that? And I'm a little kid, right? I was probably, not a little kid. When did that song come out? I was about 18 when that came out, right? 17, 16. Ran down to the encyclopedias because I didn't have the internet then. Nabokov. Oh, he wrote Lolita. I know that. And I closed it, right? So I definitely got that reference as soon as I heard it, because I did not like being ignorant about stuff. I just had to know what Nabokov was. Anyway, this was the day it was published. This is the day Lolita was published in 1958. It was later made into a movie. 1969, Woodstock began, legendary rock festival in Bethel, New York, that attracted some 40,000 fans. Oh, I'm sorry, ended. It ended on this day, August 18th, 1969. 4 days of love and peace. Nobody died. There was almost no violence in spite of the fact that we're running out of food. So. And
then millennials became the freaking whiners somehow.
Yeah, 94 was actually successful. Woodstock reunion. 99 was a fucking disaster. And they never tried it again. So, again, how many bands played at all of those festivals? I don't know if anybody did. Did anybody play at all the Woodstock festivals? I don't think the Who did. I know the Who played at Monterey Pop. They played at Woodstock, and they played at the Isle of Wight Festival, which are all the big famous ones. 1992, Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics announced his retirement in 1992. He had a bad back. He would have played a lot longer, but he was cheap. He was a frugal, cheap guy. He hurt his back one off season, repaving his mom's driveway in Indiana himself. Like, he couldn't hire a contractor. He was so damn cheap, he couldn't hire somebody to repave his mom's driveway. He hurt his back, toting concrete, because I don't know. What kind of stupid you got to be to do that when you got
Maybe
the money to afford it?
Maybe his mom was scared of strangers, and he just did it for his mom.
I'm sorry, man. Just hang out and watch him then. just hang out at mom's house and watch the contractors. I'm just saying, it wasn't about mom. It was about Larry being cheap. That's all there is to it. Any other person, every other basketball player in the world would be like, hey, Larry, you know they got contractors in your town, right? Right? Anyway, I'm just saying. Not a big fan of Larry Bird. I think he's overrated. I think all of the love for Larry Bird comes down to one thing. Great white hype. That's what it is. It's a white guy that can play basketball, and that's all they care about. White guy that can play basketball. Woohoo! And that's it. Overrated, Larry Bird. Not saying he wasn't a great player. I'm saying all of the frickin', what do you call them, stands? The Larry Bird stands that won't shut the fuck up. Like he invented basketball or some shit. Anyway, 2008, facing possible impeachment, Pakistani President Pervez, what a name. Pervez Sharif resigned from office. Pakistan, more Pakistan news. 2017, the wreck of the USS Indianapolis is a famous story in one of those movies I was referencing earlier. The USS Indianapolis was found more than 70 years after it was sunk by a Japanese submarine during World War II. The discovery is made by the team led by Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft. It lies 3.5 miles below the surface on the Florida Pacific Ocean. Just way the hell out there. It's one of your famous people get eaten by sharks stories you don't want to hear. I think it's from Jaws. If you watch the movie Jaws, you're going to hear that the guy with the Scottish accent, who is this guy playing the Scottish accent? Telling the story about the USS Indianapolis and scaring the shit out of Richard Dreyfuss's character. Like, I don't want to be in the ocean anymore. There's sharks out here. And again, USS Indianapolis is a story about sharks eating sailors one at a time. Yum, yum, yum. We be hungry sharks. Sorry, I mean, it's graphic, but that's what happened. If you don't know that story. The Roanoke colony goes missing on this day when he sailed back from England. We did this the other day. I don't know why we're doing it again. John White fully expected to return to North America colony in 6 months. He'd bring fresh supplies and fresh faces. Instead, it took him 3 years. On this day in 1590, White finally made it back to Roanoke Island, Virginia, only to find the whole colony gone. All 116 people had disappeared. There were no graves, no signs of violence. And it's been recently discovered a lot of those people did actually mingle in the local population and become, into our
native population,
into the gene pool that exists today. So there you are. So they didn't all disappear. I'm sure a lot of them did, but because you lived in a wilderness in the frontier in 1590. I mean,
the native people were nice enough to be like, hey, come on over here. We have shelter, we have food. You just got to work on the fields. Okay, well, we're already doing that, so we might as well.
Yeah, what happened was, I think they've recently discovered this, and when we confirm this, is they just relocated. Yeah, we just relocated to another place real close by. They just followed the river inland. Probably got flooded out of where they were staying, or who knows? Maybe they had fucking bears coming. Who knows what the reason was? Came in and said,
"Hey, don't you know this island floods every summer?" And they're like, "Oh, really? Yeah, you guys should move before you lose all your land." For generations, we've known that this water is going to flood the area. It's been happening. I bet that's anything. That's what happened. Yeah.
What was the single word that was carved? They came back to single word. I don't know. They don't tell us. Croatoan, Croatoan, was carved into a post or a tree.
Yeah.
Along with the letters CRO.
Croatoan crow.
So that's all he found.
Were the crows in Virginia? Was that one of the tribes?
Croatoan, CRO. No. I don't know. I mean, there's just a mystery, right? It's just a mystery. I don't know. I mean, get Jessica Fletcher on it. I don't know.
Jessica Fletcher.
Jessica Fletcher, the mass murderer. Jessica Fletcher. 19th Amendment was ratified in this day in 1920. Happy anniversary to the right to vote for women. Just by one vote, became 36 states were prohibited. Tennessee finally dragging up the rear, capping this 72-year fight. And if you don't vote and you're a woman, they will take it away again. They will. Just wait. They're going to take it away. They're going to take away your right to vote. They're actively working on it. It's called the SAVE Act, saying that you can't vote unless you have an ID that matches your name on your birth certificate. And how many married women have a name that matches their birth certificate? Only the ones that didn't decide to change their name. The ones that decided to change their name are never allowed to vote again. That's Donald Trump's law, and that's what you idiots voted for. If that's you voted for Trump, you voted for yourself if you're a married woman to never vote again. I'm just laughing at you because you're obvious fool if you voted for Trump. You're just an obvious fool. If you're a married woman and you voted for Trump, you're a fool. Smack yourself in the head. You fool! Anyway, Virginia Dare on this day, 1957. Let's do this again. We're going back to Roanoke. Excuse me. We're going back to Roanoke County on this day in 1587. Right. Yeah, it has to be a federal ID, a passport. In other words, most people in America don't have a passport. So that's another thing. Yeah, again, they're just trying to keep people from voting unless you're filthy rich and white. That's what this is about. And again, if you have a hyphenated name, forget it. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get the vote. Back to the Roanoke Colony on this day, 1587. Total coincidence, I guess. Virginia Dare was born in Roanoke Island, Virginia, on the site of the first attempted English settlement in North America, to become the first whitey born in English parents in the New World. That's right. Let's not say European because the Spanish were giving birth all over the damn place.
And they're white, by the way, so that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter either.
I'm talking whitey. I'm talking the son don't get to England unless they make an appointment. Yeah, that kind of shit. Spain has plenty of sun.
Albino mutants is what I would call English people.
Oh my God, the sun's out! Hide! Them people. Anyway, the people that write a song
blood there. I guess that's true.
You know, ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, wrote that song, Mr. Blue Sky, and everybody in England instantly understood that song because we never see the sky here. It's gone. Where is the sky? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. And I understood it. Even as an American,
I think the English are begging to not see the sky because they've been in a drought and they really need the clouds to come and rain down.
Yeah. Not anymore. They're like, fuck you, blue sky. Don't forget, England had a big fog problem, the smog problem in the 1950s that Churchill completely ignored because that's how we like this in England. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, Virginia Dare was born on this day in 1857, which is a hell of a coincidence. But speaking of American, indigenous people and famous people, it's Edward Norton's birthday. If you don't know this, Edward Norton is a direct descendant of who?
Pocahontas.
That's right. He is a direct descendant.
The dark history of his family.
His great grandmother is Pocahontas, legitimately, and that. He was told that as a child, by the way. He did not know it to be a fact. He just thought it was urban myth.
Until he went on to he went on to the Who Am I show or whatever, and they did a genealogy thing. Right?
He went on to Henry Louis Gates' show on PBS and did his genealogy. And he said, "Did you know you're related to Pocahontas?" He's actually, and he goes, "Yeah, I heard that." So he did know. Other birthdays today. It is. Well, let's do something here. Musician Mika, born in 1983, turning 43. Actor Andy Samberg is turning 48. He seems like he's a teenager to me still. So he's born in 1978. Actor Caitlin Olsen, born in 1975, is turning 51. No, not one of the Olsen twins. Not that old yet. She was in, I think, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that blonde in that movie. I think that's what she... Actor Malcolm Jamal Warner, who recently died, who played Bill Cosby's son, and born in 1970, he would have been 56 today. Christian Slater, the guy reminds me so much of Jack Nicholson. He was born in 1969, so he's turning 57. He was born the exact same day as Edward Norton, so they're both 57 today. Musician Mastakila of Wu-Tang Clan, turning also 57. This is a day for people to be born, I tell you that. 1969, the last day of Woodstock, the following people were born. Musician Everlast, also from the House of Pain. If you don't know Everlast, he had that song called What It's Like. You know the song, What It's Like. It's about, first there's abortion, there's a guy getting shot, there's a guy being broke. You don't know what it's like. Walk in his shoes. He wrote that song. Anyway, Christian Slater, Edward Norton, Mas Tequila, and Everlast were all born on the exact same day, the last day of Woodstock. Hell of a deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Bob Woodruff, a famous war correspondent, born in 1961, turning 65. That's right. Madeline
We're going to figure it out.
What was that? I didn't hear it.
Eric said, let's see what month is 9.5 months before August. Gonna do the calculations there.
Yeah, just do 280 days. Exactly 280 days. That's a human gestation period, and you can have AI do that for you. What day was I conceived? And you go, oh, wow, what happened that day? I mean, it's a rough estimate, but you can probably do it. Lots of babies conceived at Woodstock, by the way. Lots and lots of them.
Or on birthdays, or on Mother's Day, or on freaking Father's Day, or what's the other one? Valentine's Day.
Right? Or the day, the big blackout in New York City. That was a big day for conceiving children.
Or during COVID in general.
Madeline Stowe, born in 1958, turned 68. Dennis Leary, actor, Boston comedian, which to me, everybody in Boston is a comedian. It's Masshole Central, after all. Anyway, he's turning 69. Actor Patrick Swayze, if he was around, he would be, good Lord, he would be 74 today. He was born in 1952, so Patrick Swayze, birthday. Musician Dennis Elliott Ford turned 76. Robert Redford, we covered him. Martin Mull, the guy who played in that movie that we did, Martin Mull, died a few years ago. He would be 73 today. He's born no, he'd be 83 today. Shit. He'd be 83 today, Martin Mull. He's born in 1943. Olympic decathlete Rayford Johnson won the gold medal. I think it was the 68 Olympics. He won the decathlon gold medal. He's born in 1935. He's not around anymore. We did Roberto Clemente. We did him. Filmmaker Roman Polanski is still around at the age of 93. If you don't know Roman Polanski, he's a famous pedophile. But the most famous thing he was famous for was making...
Oh, not again. Why do they keep doing that?
Manager. U.S. First Lady Rosalind Carter would be 99 if she was around today. Wife of Jimmy Carter. And actor Shelley Winters, born in 1920, would be 106. More of these. Entrepreneur Max Factor, makeup guy. Max Factor, born in 1904. Explorer Meriwether Lewis of the Lewis and Clark Expedition, born in 1974. And we already covered Virginia Dare. We do not know what happened to Virginia Dare, but we do know she was born August 18th, 1587. And disappeared into the wilderness, never to be seen by European people again. Let's do the National Day calendar. It's not a lot of things. National Mail Order Category Day, National Pinot Noir Day, and Ice Cream Pie. Ice cream pie. How do you combine two of the best things in the world? Pie and ice cream? You make it a pie out of ice cream and put it on top of a cheesecake. And it's National Fajita Day.
So much sugar you'll explode.
And then you can drink all the Pinot Noir you want to drink until you pass out. So that's everything for today. August 18th, 2026 on Before Fajitas, Ice Cream Pie, and Pinot Noir. Because that's made from grapes, so it qualifies as food.
That's, I guess that is, as doctors say, your daily dose of fruit, right?
There's a lot of protein. There's a lot of protein in wine, also protein in beer. So let's, carbohydrates too.
Oh, I've not heard about this. I've not heard about there being protein in beer.
Carbohydrates.
Oh.
Anyway, let's have your. What did you spend? I did, but I changed it.
There were so many jokes in there, I lost all of them.
Oh, okay.
If you were 8
Well, there's
years
gotta be
old
protein.
when Red Wine was released,
Yeah.
you'd be 40 now.
When was Red Wine? Really?
Red Wine. No, it's just a joke.
Oh,
It's just you'd be 40. You'd be 40 now. Come on, man. You didn't get it originally. Oh dear.
Because it's a Neil Diamond song, and I had to remember. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's a Neil Diamond song.
Yeah, covered it.
UB40. Right.
I
That's
think it's the more famous version of it. Yeah. It's their #1 hit, anyways.
the more contemporary version, let's say. Okay. Anyway.
Why do Japanese Christians offer rice wine to Jesus?
Because he was thirsty.
For Christ's sake.
How?
It's spelled S-A-K-E. For Christ's sake. That's more of a reading joke. You have to read it. It's not vocally. It's not as good.
Right.
What's a horse's favorite wine? That one's easy. Come on.
Well, let me think here. That would be a stable Chardonnay. I don't know.
You got it. Chardonnay.
No way! Wow. I can't believe I totally guessed it. That wasn't even
Final joke. What kind of wine do they make in prison?
A boot wine.
Pinot Noir. Penal. Penitentiary Noir. Alright, there's your bad wine jokes. Food is always easy to joke about. For our longest episode of Before Coffee ever filmed, that's not true. We've definitely had longer than this, but it's almost 3 hours we've been here. And
We've done shows where we pick the brackets for the tournament, so those are long shows.
That was back when our show was 45 minutes. So
yeah, we spent 45 minutes on the brackets.
Everyone remember when our show was 45 minutes? Just kidding. None of you guys watched the show when it was 45 minutes. So it's just gone longer and longer since then.
Go back into the archives.
If anybody was here when the show was 45 minutes, please let us know. We'll give you a prize. I don't know what that. We'll give you a personalized thank you message. We'll send you a personalized thank you message if you've been watching the show since it was 45 minutes.
We're working GoFundMe to start our promote our show for Golden Globes.
Oh right, of course.
So you have to bribe them. You
Channel
can't just
age won't be enough.
Yeah, you have to bribe them. It doesn't matter how good your show is. If
We've
you send a bribe, they'll consider it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've been doing Before Coffee since 2023 of March, so that's how old the show is, and we only did on YouTube originally until I guess.
Keep wasting time. I haven't loaded the video yet.
I'm doing the outro now. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands and Roger from the East Coast of the US as we finish off another Good Tuesday News Day here on Before Coffee. We'll see you tomorrow for Wacky and Weird Wednesday, in which we'll be covering all the weird and wacky news that you need to know about so you can get bewildered, mystified, lighten that imagination and creativity in your brain by the reality that we live in. Thank you, everyone who is here today. And if you're not already following the Before Coffee podcast on both Twitch and YouTube, I'm still doing the outro. Then please follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube so that number can go up and more people can enjoy whatever the hell this is that we're doing here on the internet. Congratulations to all our bingo winners today, including Eric was the first winner. Amlin was the second winner. Amlin said she even got a two-way bingo. Like she got 2 bingos on one board. And of course me. Or I should say Before Coffee. I consider you the Before Coffee. So Roger also won a bingo today.
Right on, man.
You got that. Thank you for talking about the Clash. I think that was the one I needed or something. Yeah, I was like, I can't believe you talked about the Clash.
Well, this is the day for Lorca.
Yes, congratulations on your first bingo, Eric. And are you ready?
The thing with Federico Lorca, every time I mention Federico Lorca, I'm going to mention Francisco Franco. They just go together like ham and cheese, you know? Don't ask
One
me
could
who the
say-
ham is and who the cheese is. Anyway, okay, I finally got my video to load, so you'll be pleased.
All right. Then get your final bingo checks in order for our mic drop moment. Here we go. The joyous.
Oh, man, the corgi.
Look at them run. They're so cute.
You can be, yeah, I can see them doing
The great thing
25,
about it is it's
especially-
not a real race, right? It's just like come to your owner. You know, whoever gets
Yeah.
their owner first wins.
Oh, wow. I think the guy without the scarf is going to win because I'm not being held
130
down.
dogs.
Corgi
them, and,
reminds
like, you
me of
see
like
your
a
owner?
collie. A collie that hasn't grown up yet.
Some of these corgis look really healthy too, right? Because you do have some of those very purebred corgis that don't have legs anymore. But some of these still have
Yeah.
quite long legs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they are
Looks
one
like-
of the
Like the
slowest
mix
dogs
there, the black
in
and the
world.
black and
So
white
I
mix.
guess
Like
that has something to do with it. So a corgi
Look like
race is an
Petey from the Little
oxymoron
Rascals.
in itself. So that's why it's just great fun. It's all laughs, and we don't want them to race. We don't want them to compete.
I love
We
his
just want
shirt.
them
I
to
bet
have
you they
fun.
sell those shirts
But,
at the
you know,
festival.
if we can have also like a story behind
More
it,
people
then
at
why
that than attended that Trump July 4th celebration.
Yeah, oh yeah, the thing we talked about yesterday, the whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, oh, yeah, the Patriot games. Yeah. These dogs are more accomplished than the athletes at the Patriot games, which is, again, a novel by Tom
I
Clancy.
don't know which one is Mr. Corgis or whatever it was.
Wow, the guy in the blue there,
Whoever's
he
second
is
place, I guess. Yeah, that's the first place winner. Yeah, that's Mr. Corgi. This is the one. It says it on the little towel.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Corgis or whatever. On that towel, it said
Oh,
Mr.
right.
Corgi. Oh my God, there we go. We found him.
I'm glad he's a
And then
winner because
Gigi
that
was the
barking.
winner. I think that must be Gigi the winner. Maybe. Oh no, this is the barking one, which Mr. Corgis won as well.
Your
would say
temperature
it's
is
not a
101, is that what that was?
favorable trait to
No,
have a
no,
loud
that's
bark,
the
But
decibels.
it comes in handy at events,
Their bark.
apparently.
Oh,
Funny enough, Mister actually doesn't bark too often.
Only
He's
for
only
race.
Mister, look at
only bark
him.
For racing. so-
Racing and like a Zippy Paws toy gets them going pretty good.
you know what that dog's thinking? Hey, it's hot out here.
There's something
That's
funny
basically-
about
when-
them wearing
I
international,
get
like,
water.
Olympic costumes to their thing, right? USA to their freaking corgi race.
Dogs are like,
Oh, look at that costume.
dogs are like, okay, I ran the race, now let me
A
smell some
corgi
more
with
butts.
breasts. That's impressive. Oh, we got a 10? Oh, look at that. They brought a cheerleader.
Isn't
This
that
is so
cheating,
fun.
having a human do tricks?
Wow, look at the owners dressed well too.
Oh yeah. He looks like the guy looks like the jester, not the king.
Who's one of the judges? Kind of looks like what's his name from
Oh,
Hangover.
it's
What was his name? I forget the actor's name, but he kind of looks like the actor. Oh, this is the one who won. The armored corgi won. That's what they said. Yeah, three
Oh.
tens.
oh, it's
I
all
like
in
how the
costume.
owners
I've
also
never
dress
dressed
up too.
another breed, so I don't know. But
Oh, what are they dressed as?
He is
Roman
Dressed as,
soldiers?
like, yeah, something.
it's only once
No.
a year,
Lithuanian
so
soldiers.
he's okay with it.
Yeah, Rome.
The
Rome probably
proportions are not
conquered
very good. I mean, the
Lithuania
short
for
legs,
quite a
the
while.
wide torso.
I mean, Vilnius sounds like a Latin name.
Vilnius.
Yeah.
He's not very
It sounds like a
happy.
Latin
He's waiting
place,
for it
like
to
a
end.
Roman place.
Yeah, sure, it was part of
I
the
don't
whole
know the
Roman
history of
Empire.
Lithuania, so I guess I have to look that up. All right, I guess this is the final winner.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Good luck
Off
with
to work. Have a
Eric.
good day.
And just think about these
Luck.
corgis. If you ever get down, you can think about these corgis running down a field and being adorable.
Mhm.
Look at their ears flapping in the wind. I think that's oh, look at that. That's some big ears.
Mm-hmm.
Big ears for lovable corgis.
No, Lithuania was never part of the Holy Roman Empire, it says here.
Yeah, but I'm talking about ancient Rome, not the Holy Roman Empire.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.
Oh, I'm saying that's the only place I would think it would have been.